If we're to get justice for the Counselor, you'll have to keep your wits about you. May the luck of the gods be with you both, Source Hunters.
Hey everybody, welcome back. One-Eyed Sniper here. Welcome back to Sicile, the lovely beach town besieged by undead orcs and is filled with glorious murder, apparently. We are off to go check out the murder scene and try to gather some evidence, so let's head that way now. Happened at the inn, I guess. It's also a bar. Hold on, let me loot a little bit. Ooh, pretty good find, actually. Not bad. Alright.
You there! A moment of your indulgence, if you please. You are the Source Hunter, are you not? The hero the whole of Sicile is abuzz about. The talk of the town. The juiciest grape on the grapevine. Such a pleasure to meet you. A delight.
You're laying it on a little thick, Mindius. Don't really have anything. I'm not spending 189 on a potion.
No, scratch that. It is so much more than a delight. It is an intervention of fate. Yes, that's it. Fate has put me on this very spot so I may tell you all about a most intriguing opportunity indeed.
Okay, well, who are you?
Mendius, at your service. What is my profession? Well, I'll tell you what it used to be, and that is a man of medicine. But what does a man of medicine do but mend what has first been broken? I saved lives, to be sure, but today I change them.
Well, one could argue that you also changed them before, but are you worried about the undead that's out and about?
They call the undead a problem, my friend, but those who know the ways of the fabulous five see no problems. They see opportunities. An enterprising spirit can wrench riches from cold dead rocks, or from cold dead full stop.
Okay, well, what's up with this opportunity you mentioned?
Oh, it's not merely an opportunity. It is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to become better. To become the full extent of the promise that is locked inside of each and every one of us. So first of all, let me ask you this question. Do you like adventure?
No. I'm here to do my duty, which is hardly the same as adventuring.
Agreed. Adventuring implies frivolity. Duty does not.
Chloe, you're really close to that wall, it seems like.
You may tell yourself you dislike adventure, but the mud on your boots and the blood on your blades say otherwise. One wouldn't become a Source Hunter if one didn't relish the exhilaration of battle, the lust for hidden knowledge and secrets.
Fair enough.
Too bad your line of work comes with such measly recompense. Am I right? The wage of a mere soldier. Now, between you and me, tell me truthfully, don't you sometimes wish you could earn more?
Well, I can't say that I haven't.
Yes, some extra gold is always welcome.
Indeed. Indeed, gold is always welcome. And among the fabulous five, gold flows as freely as water does to the sea.
Does it now?
Even so, my friend, matters of a pecuniary nature aside, what is life without variety, without spice? To be a Source Hunter must get frightfully dreary sometimes. Am I right? All those orders. Investigate this, retrieve that, and at the end of the day, what do you have to show for it? Wouldn't you prefer to call your own shots? Be your own boss?
This guy asks a lot of rhetorical questions. I would rather be my own boss. It's much better to lead than to follow. That much is true.
Better to be served than to serve. I concur.
Well spoken. Well said indeed. Life's too short to spend it doing someone else's bidding, am I right? Of course I am. And I could help you attain the dream, enact the change you deserve. And that is exactly why I am here. Why fate has put me right by the door to the King Crab.
It was fate, was
so
it?
that I could meet you and tell you about the marvel that is the Fabulous Five. The invitation to join is yours. Grab it.
Okay, well, tell me about him.
Ah, the Fabulous Five. How I enjoy simply saying the words that describe the most illustrious and celebrated adventurers' guild in Riverlon. Our mission, to better the world. Our mantra, to better ourselves as we do so. To realize our dreams and cleanse our souls. You'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And you can.
Ooh.
Of course. If you still have questions, I shall answer them to the best of my abilities. But if not, how about we get started?
Okay, well, how about you tell me what the Fabulous Five actually does? What would you say that you do here?
What a gem of a question. Straight as an arrow, sharp as a switchblade. Most meritorious of you.
That's not an answer.
Now then, to join the
not going
Fabulous
to.
Five is to join a fellowship, to join a fraternity, a sorority, a community. The title of Knight is bestowed upon you the moment you sign our waiver, and so it all begins. I shall be the one to give you your first contracts, and once the job is done, I shall see to it you get your fair share of the reward. Of course, should you spread the word, should you propagate the gospel of the Fabulous Five and thereby draw new knights into our fellowship, you will get a share of the reward from their contracts too. Isn't that wonderful?
Sure. So it's a big pyramid scheme.
By now, the genial glow of the fellowship must have warmed your heart.
Oh, it has.
It has, hasn't it?
Yes.
But did I say fellowship? I mean family. For like a family, we support one another, cheer one another, see each other through thick and thin, partake in glory and defeat. Work hard, fulfill contracts, enlist new knights, and swiftly shall you rise through the ranks. You will better yourself. You will better Riverlon. You will make the stars shine all the brighter, and you'll get fabulously wealthy in the process. What's not to like?
But I'll tell you, Mindius, it sounds amazing. I'd like to enlist.
Of course, of course, of course. All you need to do is sign this waiver, and just like that, snap! You're part of the family. All I need is your lovely little autograph. What do you say?
Not in the mood for cheese.
Join a guild, better the world, earn a lot of gold. Yes! Count me in.
You'd fall for this foolish scheme. Gods, you're gullible.
You know what, Chloe? You need to get that stick out of your ass. We the Terrific 2 will soon become a one-man act if you don't join the Fabulous Five. Yeah, I'm going with number 1. Listen, We the Terrific 2 will soon become a one-man act if you don't join the Fabulous Five.
I'm trying to get you out of a bad deal, don't you see?
Yeah, like you did with the fish guy. And actually, you know, instead of me actually playing this, I'm just going to hit the skip, and it'll just do a... We'll just see how it works out. Okay, I won. I don't know exactly how the skip works, but I know it. Like, I won't win every time, so it's like a coin flip or whatever.
No, we'll do as I say, and there's an end to it.
There's an end to it.
Marvelous. Magnificent. Oh, but what am I saying? Fabulous is the word.
Indeed.
You may not realize it yet, but your fortunes, your very life is about to change for the better. So let us not dilly-dally. To business. Your first assignment is ready and waiting if you're ready and willing.
Okay, well, tell me about it.
Oh, it's a pretty straightforward task, this one. Now, in this town dwells a wizard. Ahu is his name, and he's a frightful eccentric. Scientific type, you know the kind. Favors reason over faith and all that. Not Fabulous 5 material, him. His experimental weapons may keep a couple of skeletons away from the city, but many of his other researches failed, malfunctioned with tragic consequences. One of them was a big lumbering apparatus, a frightful automaton shaped like a giant made of steel. It was supposed to crush the undead by the dozens, piloted as it was by a trained legionnaire. But you can guess what happened. Did it become sentient? Was it cursed? Whatever the cause, the thing relieved itself of its pilot and headed north towards a network of caves. Now ask yourself, what if it comes back? It could smash the city walls and claim 100 lives before being subdued.
Okay, that does sound like a problem, actually.
Luckily, there are those in this world who belong to the Fabulous 5. The braves who eat such monstrosities for breakfast. Go, my friend. Find this wizard's abomination and claim your just reward from Mayor Cecil in the name of our hallowed guild. Easy money.
Easy, you say. Okay, well, I met some sailors looking for a job. Perhaps they could join the fellowship?
You found new recruits already? Efficient. Proactive. Oh, I like that. Send them to me and I'll sign them up. And of course, since they're your recruits, you'll get a share of every assignment they complete. Isn't that just fabulous?
It is. Okay, I'll take my leave, Mindius. Talk to you later. Let's see. We met with Captain Arius, who reluctantly gave us permission to visit the scene of Jake's murder. Okay, he doesn't like us. We know that. We joined the guild. Mayor Cecil has asked the Fabulous 5 to destroy a rogue robot of Ahu's that has taken over a northern cave. Mindius' first assignment for us is to clear the cave. And we told Mindius we'd like to hire them as part of our fellowship, and he told us to send them to him. That was the 3 sailors that were out of work. So we can just recruit them into this little pyramid scheme as well. Okay, Unsinkable Sam. Let's talk to the cat.
Never saw you in the king crab before. You're welcome to scratch me behind the ears if you like. I won't scratch back.
It's actually a really cool looking cat. Who are you, Sam?
I am Unsinkable Sam. At least that's what they call me around here. Used to be a ship's cat, but the clipper I was on sank, and I was the only one to wrestle himself free from the waves. The people here were kind and took me in, being the king crab's foremost patron ever since.
Alright, well, what about the ship you're on?
A magnificent ship she was. Used to belong to a pirate, I was told. Unlike me, she didn't prove to be unsinkable, though. We hit the cliffs right neath the lighthouse. Not very apt a name for that building, I must say, for no light was shining from it. The moment I hit the water, I writhed around like I would on a hot tin roof. By some miracle, I managed to reach the beach, covered in kelp and smelling worse than a fish's funeral parlor. But I was alive. And that was more than anybody else could say.
You were the only survivor?
So I was. What friends I had. They drowned alongside the rats I used to hunt in the galley. And there I was, all alone. Not that I have it bad here, mind you. I've milk and fish aplenty. Most folks will pet me kindly, and when one of the village girls holds me tight against her ample bosom, I purr up a storm. But I do long for a companion of my own kind. And in that regard, there is no one like Maxine.
Okay, that was kind of creepy though at the end. What about Maxine?
Maxine, the mayor's darling pet. So gentle, so fair a feline. The grace of her whiskers, the subtle palette of dyes in her sable coat. She's one of a kind, that cat. She likes me. I know she does. But when I declare my love, she backs away. I don't know why. I've serenaded her and braved many a bucket of water for my efforts. But for some reason, she is not to be swayed.
Okay, we'll have some other questions for you.
By all means.
What do you think of the undead, Cat?
People make a fuss about them because they endanger the lands around the city. They never bother me when I'm out for my monthly walk, though. But still, I do detest them. I mean, they're so unnatural, aren't they? Cats can have 9 lives, but humans are only entitled to 1.
Okay, what about the orcs?
Oh, don't mention orcs to me. Worse than dogs, that lot. Sank Walrus Willie's boat right from under him. Best anchovy fisher in the world he was. A loss to us all.
Indeed. All right, Sam, we will talk to you later.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to a... Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Baron.
I am a duke, you potato-eating peasant.
Come now.
Yeah, let's talk to Medora.
Surely you've met your match.
Back, demon! Back, or I'll... Well, what's this? Oh, Medora, you lummox. 1,000 pardons, comrade. This old bear's edgier than a dodecahedron these days.
I like Medora. She's got, I guess it'd be kind of a Cajun-ish accent, a little bit. I don't know.
I'll tell you, it sure does me good to set eyes on another of our order. From Academy West, aren't you? Give Captain Mortruce my regards next time you see him.
Who did you say you were? I don't recognize you from the academy.
You wouldn't. I trained up in Academy North, after all. We don't cross paths with you Westies all that often, but it's always a pleasure when we do. Medora's the name. Retired, or so the Order keeps trying to tell me, but never out of commission. My hand to your cause and my sword at your side.
Okay, well, I hadn't heard of another source hunter being assigned to Cyseal. What are you doing here?
Heavens hornets! That's quite a story, comrade. And come to think of it, one that might concern you.
Okay, tell me more.
See, I'm here on, well, let's call it a loan from a town to the north of here. Hunter's Edge by name. There's been an attack there, comrade. Orcs. Not your run-of-the-mill savages either, but ones who've taken dark magic to new heights. What they want in Hunter's Edge, I can't say, but it's my responsibility to send them packing. Preferably with their horns in their suitcases and a knee-knocking fear of ever crossing paths with a sauce hunter again.
A sauce hunter.
I came south seeking the Legion's help, only to find it tied here in Cyseal. They don't have a spare soldier to send northward, and even in my finest form, I can't clear the place of that many orcs without backup.
Okay, so orcs attacked your village. How did you manage to escape?
By the skin of my teeth, comrade. The savages were rounding up villagers when one of them activated a tripwire on our village wizard's property. Fortunately for me, that particular wizard has a penchant for things that go boom in the night. I managed to wrench free of my captor's grip and flee toward the forest. He pursued me for miles, but I'd lost him before I made it into the Cyseal hinterlands.
Okay, well, what's your next plan of attack?
Well, comrade, I hadn't thought of it till you tapped my shoulder just now. But perhaps that's where you come in.
Okay.
I need a contingent I can trust if I'm to take back the town. And the way I see it, you could use reinforcements here in town. I've been scouting Cyseal for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help solve the murder of the Counselor. With our minds and swords in tandem, we'll make short work of the perpetrator.
Okay, well, that could come in handy. What evidence of source in Cyseal have you found so far?
Do I seem like
More than I'd hoped, comrade. I don't know what in tarnation's gotten into the townsfolk here, but there's enough dark magic running roughshod to topple a small mountain.
That's not really an answer.
There's Mayor Cecil's doings for one, and the mysteries of our master Thalron for another.
We haven't met Thelron yet, I don't think.
And on top of it all, the feline menace is lurking at every hearth and shadow.
Feline menace. Okay, tell me about the feline menace.
You mean you don't already know, comrade?
No.
Their kind can see in the dark. It ain't natural.
So Medora's a little ignorant, or I don't know if that's the right word, but she just mistrusts a lot of things. She's a really faithful to the Order, I'll put it that way. She kind of sees source everywhere. Tell me about Mayor Cecil.
Now don't get me wrong. I think the mayor's a decent sort, even if he can't hear farther than the tip of his own nose. But from what I've heard whispered around the docks, the old guy's gotten himself mixed up in something not quite on this side of the law.
Okay.
I suspect an illegal sauce artifact or substance is at the root of it, but exactly what or who's given it to him, I can't say. And since I haven't technically been assigned to Cecile, I don't have the authority to interrogate him.
I guess we do, since we've been assigned. So we'll have to talk to him. What about Felleron?
Fella seems like a humble doctor, but I bet my sword he's dealing in something darker than splints and tonics. A loose-lipped fishmonger let slip that she'd seen our good doctor scale the city wall on 2 separate occasions, well past midnight each time. What business could he have among the undead?
Okay, that is actually pretty interesting.
Hardly the habit of an innocent healer, I'd say.
Okay, so that's your proposition. You help us here in Cecile, and we help you take back your home village at the end?
Well, you know the old expression. 2's a tea party, 3's an invasion.
I don't know that expression.
I know this place like the back of my hand by now. And the orcs up north will be short work for a trained-up trio of sauce hunters.
Okay, fantastic plan. With 3 source hunters working in tandem, we'll put an end to all the evils bent against this fair land.
Getting ourselves caught up in an entangling alliance will hinder more than help us.
You bitch.
By the demon's tomb, I never thought I'd live to see a sauce hunter dismiss an eager comrade. That's what they teach you about loyalty at Academy West, is it?
All right, calm down, Medora.
Well, you're lucky we Northies have a certain expression. Better to do right the second time than never at all. So if you change your mind about joining forces, I'll be happy to hear it, comrade.
All right, well, there is a way around this. This is the one way I said we could get by it. Chloe, why don't you take a step outside for a minute?
They say
Where did you... Oh,
he's
there she is.
ancient and arcane
I'll tell you, it sure does me good to set eyes. Hunter's greetings. So, have you changed your mind about venturing forth?
I have.
Shield to shield? Well, you know the old expression. 2's a tea party.
Yep, fantastic plan.
That's the spirit.
There we go.
Listen closely now. Do you hear it? That's the sound of every orc and sorcerer in 100-mile radius shaking in his wee boots.
Okay. She's wearing a fox, or
Come now,
I guess that would be a fox. It's too small to be a wolf around her neck. Chloe, you can come back in now. Okay, we will finish with the rest of the bar another time. Let's actually go check out the crime scene.
Actually, I think that's only roast pig.
Ah, yes. Yes, of course. This time.
Oh, I missed what they said. Let's send this to Medora, see if we can't get her set up. All I really have is a sword. We could send that to Chloe.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles
And that.
sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
Okay.
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your
So you use one-handed. That's about the same. So I can go back to Davith. You could use that, but it's your level difference is off. 22 to 32, 22 to 37. But she's going to end up using this axe then. So we'll send this to Davith to sell. Medora, what about this thing for you? Yours is way better. Okay.
Tell me, Alistair,
Send that to Davith. We'll use that to help with our resource or inventory management. All right. To the crime scene.
Greetings, Source Hunter. I don't mean to hinder your investigation, but I can't open this door for anyone who hasn't received Captain Aureus' explicit approval.
Well, I have spoken to Aris. Let me inside, please.
Not exactly the friendliest bloke, the Captain, is he? Well, your reward for getting your ear chewed off is a waltz through the town's finest magical murder scene. Enjoy.
All right, will do. You know what? Let me sell some crap to you. That. Not that. I want my water balloon. And you give me that. All right, thank you, sir.
Careful now. Your head's growing more swollen than saffron's, I dare say.
All right, definitely bloody. Oh. Just like that, we were gone. Taking Medora on a wild ride.
What happened? Is this a dream?
I don't think so. That stone. Somehow it sent us flying into the stars.
It also healed me. It's kind of nice.
Terrible, terrible, terrible! It will consume us all!
All right, zigzags.
By the quill that lasts a billion words, what's this? 2 Rivalonians here? At the end of space and time? How very, very, very curious!
Yes, well, who are you and how did you get here?
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Proper introductions. Zigzags the historian at your service. It is my job to record all that was and is and, hopefully, all that is to be. As for how I got here, well, for a historian appointed by the gods themselves, hopping to the end of time is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
So it's just as easy as getting to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop. Interesting.
How you got here, though? That's a rather more interesting question. On such a tiny and rapidly shrinking vestige of space and time, I wouldn't have expected to find a soul but my own shadow.
So why is this place, as you say, shrinking?
Ah, at last a question I can answer most definitively. I mentioned already that this place is the end of time. If that didn't send your heart into your stomach and your pulse a-flutter, it should have. Time ought naturally to have no end at all. Indeed, I can think of no worse nightmare for a chronicler such as myself. But something totally, utterly terrible has happened.
Okay, out with it, Sir Imp. What exactly has happened here?
Show, don't tell, I always say. So go, peer through yonder looking lens, and feast your soon-to-be terrified eyes on the darkness that is approaching.
Might be quite mad.
Then we'd better appease him and have a look through the looking lens.
All right, let's look at our quest log real quick before we do that. So we talked to Unsinkable Sam, Tavern Tomcat. He wants us to talk to Maxime and find out why she doesn't return his love. We visited the scene of Councilor Jake's murder in the King Crab Inn. Though traces remain that tell us of a bloody spectacle that must have taken place there, we can't make any definitive conclusions until we've inspected the Councilor's corpse. And we actually really didn't inspect the crime scenes. We kind of still need to do that. Okay, one moment we're in Sidestone, and the next we're in some otherworldly realm where an imp called Zigzags is babbling about the end of time. Is this a dream? Or do we really find ourselves at the end of time like the imp claims? Well, let's take a look through this crazy telescope.
You looked. You saw. Terrifying, isn't... What's this? The portal. It's... The portal has become active. Fantastic. Astounding. Onward we should go.
Just want to go in it, huh?
The portal! It's quite sprung to life, just like the long dormant flames that decorate this observatory. After all my waiting and hoping, could it be? You, dear stranger, you must be the key. Something about your presence here is causing the end of time to grow. The true end itself to move further away. Those torches, a light! This portal active once more. It cannot be coincidence.
Can't it? No, I actually kind of agree with him. Can we first discuss what we just witnessed through your looking lens?
Goodness me, how right you are. There's so much to take in, I'd nearly forgotten. And what you saw has been haunting my mind since I first discovered it. It is the void itself. The dragon that is devouring creation. When I speak of the end of time, this is exactly what I mean. I can't say for sure where it came from, how or why, but I do know this. It's shrinking our future by the second. And if we don't stop it, it will devour the past and present as well.
So certain doom is what you're telling me. Okay, you believe we are somehow connected to this plane?
It's not that I believe, it's that I have seen. Long have I been waiting here, hoping that one day this very portal would ignite. Then, no longer than a few mere moments after you arrive, zap it goes. The chronicler of time knows a pattern when he sees one.
Yeah, okay, you can put two and two together, but what lies beyond this portal?
Ah, though I cannot say for certain, if it is what I believe, then our prayers might well be answered. In fact, every last question that ever plagued your noggin might well be answered, for I believe what lies beyond this portal is nothing other than...
Then...
But why spoil
the
mystery? As soon as we leap through, we'll find out for certain.
Through the portal, then.
After you, after you. Oh, what wonders we may find on the other side.
Okay, let's look at our log again. Keep that up to date. This is just updated. Okay, so we looked through Zigzag's looking lens and saw a great nothingness, a great void at the heart of space. What does this mean, and why does it fill us with so much dread? According to Zigzag's, we are making the end of time grow. That is, we are delaying the end of ends. We can hardly tell whether this could be true, but we do want to discover what lies beyond this portal that we've supposedly activated. Okay, Zigzags, I want to check out your desk real quick, see if you got anything cool here. You do not? He's got some alcohol. That makes sense. This would be a good place to have a few drinks, I think. Move in your bed. No, I'm not. Okay, let's go through the portal then.
Yes! Just as I'd hoped! There she is! There it is! Come, come! Don't delay!
And he's off!
It seems the imp has spotted exactly who and what he'd hoped to find here.
Alright.
Could it be, milady? The weaver of time? Mother of history? Author of all that has ever been?
Indeed, Sir Imp. As surely as you are he who chronicles all that I weave.
Astounding! Unbelievable! I have so many questions for you, so much to ask, so much to say.
It's kind of funny, when you see Zigzags here, he looks much larger than he did before. He's actually pretty big.
You have brought guests, I see. Strange. Very strange guests.
My reaction exactly, milady. It was their arrival here at the end of time that instigated my finding you. But why? Surely you must know.
This is a question better put to our guests themselves. Tell us, how did you arrive upon this plane?
Okay, well, it's not just like Challenger right away. It was a stone, a strange stone that zapped us from where we stood in Rivellon to this plane among the stars.
A stone? So, it was a stone that caused the great shock of energy that brought you here, and it infused you with new life as well. Is that so?
Yeah, it healed us. Yes, that's just what happened. Have you seen it before?
Not like this, no. What happened to you is unique in all my work. Never had I experienced something so contrary to my nature. To weave something I had not seen, had not expected. Life does not simply spring into existence, you see. But yours has. You appeared before me from the moment you came into contact with that stone. Starstone. I now know it to be called.
But, Madam Weaver, how is it possible? Do you not see all? Have you not woven all that is and could ever be into your tapestry?
Like the stones, your guests are a mystery to me. I see them before me in this world, but their likenesses appeared not upon my tapestry until they revived the stone.
Interesting.
Source hunters. It would seem that yourselves and Starstone are inextricably linked. Why and how, I cannot say, but I do believe that finding more stones will reveal to me who you yourselves truly are.
Okay, well, what is Starstone exactly? Where does it come from?
Starstone is not what it seems, Source Hunter. Its true nature must be part of a greater secret, a secret lost, even to me. Do you see what violence my work has suffered? What wounds lay upon the tapestry of time?
Mysteries of all time, gaps in history. Oh, how they've tormented me for eons.
It would appear that Starstone transforms at your touch, granting me new thread by which to mend the tapestry. Thus, it restores time itself.
I see. What the void would shrink, Starstone restores.
Yes. Though I cannot explain why this Starstone is the antidote to the void's ravishment of our realm. If we do not restore time, if we do not discover the true nature of these stones, the void will consume us all.
Alright, well, we are source hunters of Rivellon. We have a mission that doesn't involve chasing down magical stones.
Without these stones, Hunter, there will be no Rivellon. The entire tapestry will crumble. Even this plane will fall victim to the void's insatiable hunger.
Well, I mean, when you put it like that.
For a reason I do not yet understand, you and you alone can unlock the powers within Starstone. But we are not the only entities who know these stones to be so much more than pretty gems.
Why, of course! That's what they were doing. I have recorded their doings, you see. Collectors of Starstone, more and more by the day. Now I understand. They'd keep the stones from our reach. They'd prevent the mending of time. That shall never be. As sure as Zix comes before Zax, we will put a stop to it. First we mend the tapestry, then we stop the void. Please, our most mysterious guest, are you ready? Are you willing? Will you hunt out the stones? Will you help us restore what has been lost?
Well, I guess we don't really have much of a choice. Okay, we got a log update, and then we should talk to each other. Let's see. We met the Weaver of Time, who weaves the... Shut up, Zigzags. Who weaves the billions of threads that form time and space. She told us we were linked to Starstone, and that our reaction to these stones allow her to mend the frayed tapestry of time. We must find more Starstone before they fall into the wrong hands. The Weaver of Time told us that we are not featured upon the Tapestry of Time, even though all the rest of history and creation is. Why are we sole exceptions? Alright, hold on, Zigzags.
Not but a moment ago, we were hunting Source in Rivellon, and now we're being told that we alone can prevent the end of time by way of some magical stones. What do you make of it?
Well, I don't know if my guy's going to read this or not, so I'll go and read it. We can't deny our reaction to Starstone. There must be something to all of this, mad as it may seem.
No matter how improbable, anything is possible. If the Weaver tells the truth, we have some serious work ahead of us.
Yeah, we've been agreeing a lot there, Chloe. Alright, Imp. What do you want?
The glint in your gaze and the set of your brow suggest to me that you've not given up on our dear old Rivellon. Not just yet. No, with you searching out Starstone, I believe we'll mend the tapestry in no time. We'll find out just who you are and how exactly to send the void back to wherever it came from. But you'll need a way to travel between Rivalon and this homestead, won't you? Who wouldn't want to see what fantastic changes your search will yield? And who knows what the Weaver might discover about you?
Okay.
Luckily, the power of portals is known to you, so I'll let you in on the little secret of how to transport back and forth from the end of time. Just, don't go sharing it around. Never know who we can trust these days.
Will do.
Off you go, then. You've Starstone to find, and I've a tapestry to examine. Surely there must be some clue here as to how on earth you're related to the end of time.
Okay, well, the Weaver of Time said our finding Starstone helps her weave the tapestry once more. How is that possible?
Cross my heart, hope to fade in the void, I honestly don't know. But ask her. If she claims it is so, perhaps she knows why.
Well, not so fast, buddy. I've got some more questions for you.
Like the imp said to the ballista operator, shoot!
Okay, so I'm going to actually, in this part of the episode, I'm going to go and finish talking, exhaust Zigzax's dialogue and the Weaver of Times. And that's all I'm going to do. So if you guys aren't interested in that, you can go to the next episode or in this one here, because it's really dialogue heavy, and people that have already been through this may not want to again, so just wanted to give you a fair warning. But okay, if I'm supposed to search for Starstone, would it be handy to know where to start looking? It would be handy to know where to start looking.
Wouldn't it just?
Yes, it would.
Would that I had a Starstone sightseeing guide, but alas, such a booklet does not exist.
Haven't you been writing down the people stealing it? Doesn't that say where they took it to?
Just like yourselves, Starstones are curiously absent from history, both in my writings and on the Tapestry of Time.
Okay, so how did you know people were collecting it then? And you know what, Zigzags is fine. I'll leave you alone.
From what I can gather, though, they were once cherished by devious sorcerers whose reign ended long ago. The stones are therefore most likely to be found in the ancient places of this world. Ruins, caves, the lairs of long-forgotten evils. Those are the dens you should frequent. 2 more pieces of advice. Don't go unarmed, and consult with my agent.
Okay, who's your agent? That's not really a question we can ask. I still don't understand how Starstone and the Void Dragon are related.
Neither do I.
Okay.
But the mere fact that activated Starstone has set the Weaver of Time weaving again more than implies that it and the Void Dragon are natural enemies. This in turn more than implies that you are the Void's natural enemy, for it is you who is setting new events in motion. You who is handing the Weaver new threads. And that which she is weaving is more than an ornament to decorate the shelter plane. It is both history and future history. It is all of time. We may not understand the how yet, but our aim is clear. We shall save creation from the grip of the void. Now, isn't that a lovely mission?
Oh, it's the loveliest of missions. You say you are the imp historian, but you seem to be more than a mere imp, and more than a mere historian.
Oh, I don't know if I'm more than those things per se, but having been given a divine mission does have its perks. Old age can't touch me, that's one. Immortality is mine as long as no one skewers me with a sword. And even then, I'll be back in a jiffy.
I always thought that was kind of interesting. He can die, but then he'll just come back to life. But he can't die of like natural causes. Someone has to do violence, but then he just comes back.
But of course, I have a price to pay for something that is priceless. It is my duty to record all of history, and an arduous task that is. Not to mention how much stress that void out there is causing me. The end of time. I'll be out of a job. So, gather those starstones so that we may know the history that was lost. Know so that we must not repeat what leads us to this dangerous precipice, but do better and close the dark eye of the void forever.
Alright, well, it's time to get a little bit personal here, Zigzags. Don't you find it somewhat lonesome, being the sole chronicler of time?
Lonesome, observing the frontier of creation? Surfing the vibrant tide of the eons?
Just yes or no, dude.
Yet never reaching shore? Lonesome being privy to all that has been and all that is? Well, yes, actually. I don't mean to complain, but one certainly doesn't mind a bit of company now and then. Perhaps you can imagine the profound pleasure it is to have made the Weaver's acquaintance after all these years. I can hardly wait to pick her brain about the great battle of the Sons of Sigurd. The last Rivellonian who remembers it died more than 7,000 years ago. Before you go, Source Hunter, a final word. Once you return to Rivellon, there will be someone waiting for you. My agent, my eyes and ears upon your world.
Okay, so we'll find out who that is.
I hope he'll be able to help you as much as he can. Time, I need hardly remind you, is of the essence.
Alright, peace out, Zigzags. Okay, let's see what we got in the log. Okay, Zigzag showed us how to travel between the end of time and Rivellon. We can come and go as we please. He also reinforced our mission to find more Starstone and thereby avoid the obliteration of time and space by the looming void.
It shall be my pleasure, Sir Imp.
Yeah, so look
I'll
how
embroider it in the first volume of your all-encompassing
look how big he is compared to her. Like he's just, I don't know, it seems like he got bigger. Alright, let's talk to the Weaver of Time now.
How welcome you are upon this realm, our most honored guest. I hope you begin to find this place more familiar than it may yet seem.
Okay, well please tell me about yourself, madam.
In the ethereal threads of eternity, do I record the deeds of gods and men, of beasts and spectral apparitions, the drift of continents through changing seas, the rise and fall of empires, the shift of every grain of sand on every beach, the fall of every raindrop on every world, the all but imperceptible touch of lovers' hands. This and all I chronicle without fault.
Sounds boring.
Except, it seems, you.
Okay, well I have more questions.
Ask and I shall answer, if I can.
Who are you, really?
I am the Weaver of Time, as I have told you.
No, really, who are you?
Though my existence is one that falls behind and yet far exceeds the verb, to be. I am but what I am, and that is task. It is the same for the historian. Chroniclers both are we of the epics of eternity. Perhaps we are one and the same. Task multiplied by 2. Who has made us? I do not know. Why have they done so? I do not know. Am I the beginning? And am I to be the end? Who shall say? Perhaps I am the first thing in creation. Perhaps I am creation. Perhaps I am the creator. Or maybe it is you. You who makes dying stars rekindle. Time alone will tell.
Okay, well, that was a fairly deep paragraph there. If you think about it, it was kind of cruel to keep these two apart for so long since, you know, they're kind of doing similar tasks. Why is Starstone so important and why does it react to me and my colleague alone?
Alas, the answers to those questions still elude me. You and Starstone remain the imperfections upon the tapestry. As yet. A hidden answer lies behind this veil of inscrutability, though. For the link between you and the stones reveals that your destinies are intertwined. I believe that Starstones will not lead you to new places of wonder only. No. They will also lead to new knowledge through the restoration of the threads of old.
Yeah, well, this may sound silly, but aren't you lonely out here?
Oh, Hunter, I have no need for company. Like I have no need for air or appetite or affection. All I need, and all I am, is time. And time is running out, unless you remedy its decline.
No pressure then. So her and Zigzag's are a lot different then. Obviously he's more of, even though he's immortal, he has more like mortal needs and stuff like that. He likes talking to people, he gets bored, lonely, excited. She's just kind of there.
And yet, I do enjoy your companionship, for you may prove to become the cure that will heal my slipping soul.
Okay, if I understand correctly, I'm not at all featured on the canvas of time?
Quite so. Your absence, it should be an impossibility, but no matter where I look, you cannot be found. I do not know you, which makes you my one perennial imperfection, a blind spot in the eye of time. But perchance I may be cured of this blindness. Perchance the blemish may be undone, and time can be redeemed.
Well, how can I redeem time itself if, as you say, I'm not even part of it?
I think that perhaps you can redeem time, because you create time. Indeed, you have set in motion an event I no longer held possible. Know that no longer I did weave. I sat here, at the end of time, and watched on as the void frays the fabric of time like a terrified god that fears the offspring of his own creations. But suddenly there was you. You who stirred the life within the stones. These stones, children of stars, they place new ribbons along my fingers like phantoms out of time. New threads emerged, and I began to weave anew. Starstone gives me new strands to braid into the tapestry. And because you give Starstone energy, it seems that you are creating time.
Seems like these guys are reaching a little bit, but they're probably right.
These Starstones, please, seek them so that time may yet be mended. Please, for the sake of all that lives and all that loves, seek them so that the void may yet devour itself alone.
Okay, I've heard this place called the End of Time. Is that what it is? No more, no less?
What it is but a seed bereft of sun and water. What it could be, that is what the Starstones will tell us. What it is but the end. What it could be is the end of ends. I reside in another realm altogether. But ever since the end of time appeared in these deep dark skies, I materialized here, as if forced to watch the one thing that is unwatchable, unendurable. A thankless task that you may yet free me from forever.
Okay, so she's not actually from here. She just kind of showed up. Okay, we are done talking to these guys. We can rift travel back. We will do that in the next episode, though. We've probably got at least one or maybe two episodes. It's just going to be a lot of story. I'm going to try to get into more combat. I'll try to get into some combat in the next episode, but I'm not sure yet. Because we're still just level 2, which is actually kind of low. But we're about to level up fairly quickly, so maybe we can. But we'll see. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. I know you have a choice in where you watch your Divinity Original Sin Let's Plays, and I thank you for choosing One-Eyed Sniper. Peace out, everyone.